Have you ever seriously considered quitting social media? So personally, it hasn't got to the point for me where I want to quit social media, but there has been points where I've questioned whether this is for me because, with social media, it has so many pros, but at the same time, it has cons. Like, you get negative trolls, you have people talking about your insecurities, and a lot of negative comments. But for me personally, it hasn't got to the point where I want to quit and I want to do this for the rest of my life. And social media has so many more pros than cons, so I would never want to quit. If you could meet any 3 people, dead or alive, who would you want to meet? So the first person I would love to meet is KSI. KSI is one of the main reasons why I myself started social media. I've been watching him since the age of 12, 13. I'm 20 now, so I've been watching him for nearly a decade. He's always inspired me to start social media, and I'm honestly like a huge fan of his. The second person would be Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a Man United fan. He's the best player in history. Not only that, his work ethic, the way he is very inspiring to me, so I would love to have a chat with Cristiano Ronaldo. And the third person would be Kanye West. I've been watching his documentary and he showed me that no one believes into you until you make it. So he's another person I'd like to meet, to have a talk with, because he's very inspiring to me. He makes good music and I think we'd have a nice chat if I was to talk to him. If you could take control of anyone's Instagram account for one day, who would it be? For me, again, it would have to be Cristiano Ronaldo. He has the most followers on Instagram, 400 million followers. I would just go for his account. I would just keep refreshing to see all the followers come in. I would post pictures of myself and plug my own Instagram, Zayn QF. And I would just go through his DMs and just DM so many famous people because I know they're going to respond because I'm on Cristiano Ronaldo's account. What advice would you have for someone who wants to be a social media creator? The main 3 pieces of advice I would give is: number 1, stay consistent. I think the most important thing is consistency. Consistency is key if you want to be in social media. You can't be posting once and then not posting for a few months. You have to be very consistent with how much you're uploading. Secondly, make relatable content which people can understand, people can relate to, or which people find funny. Just try to see what's currently trending as well. If you go with what's trending, it's more likely it's going to get views. And the second thing I'll say, be yourself. Don't be embarrassed to show your full personality, because when I started social media, for a large part of it, I think I was quite shy. I don't want to show my personality. But the main piece of growth I realized was when I started being myself. People related to me more, I started gaining more followers, so just be yourself as well. What is your favorite movie of all time? My favorite movie of all time has got to be Spider-Man No Way Home. I've been watching Spider-Man since young. I've been a fan of Spider-Man since as much as I can remember. So to see all the 3 Spider-Men together, honestly, it's every kid's dream. So for me, that's by far my favorite movie. I'll give that a 10 out of 10. What is your favorite birthday memory? My favorite birthday memory was when I turned 18 years old. I went to Turkey with my friends. We had a nice villa. We stayed in for 2 weeks. And obviously I'm 18, so we went out. Just living with your friends for 2 weeks was one of the best experiences of my life. So my 18th birthday is my favorite birthday. What's your goal for where you'll be 3 years from today? So one of my biggest goals, I want to get into presenting. So I'd be loved to be presenting for award shows, ceremonies, presenting for different brands on their YouTube, their Instagram. I would love to get into acting if the possibility came. So whether that's an advert, a TV show, I'd love to be into acting. Hopefully I want to be verified on my social medias, TikTok and Instagram. And I want to be an overall personality. I don't want to just be, as of now, I'm a football TikToker. I would love to be more of a social media personality, like someone like Chunks, who's a big inspiration of mine. What's your favorite video you've ever posted? So for me, this is an easy one. My favorite video I've ever posted is a video I made with Chunks. So I've been watching Chunks for a good 7-8 years now. He's one of my biggest inspirations, another reason why I started social media myself, and I was a huge fan of him. So to be able to be making a TikTok with him, a video of him, was a huge inspiration for me. It was a huge achievement because he went from being a fan to like a friend. So to make a video with Chunks is by far my favorite video. Check it out if you haven't already, Zayn QF on TikTok. When did you first go viral? So I started TikTok in the first lockdown, 2020 April. So the first video I ever made on TikTok actually went viral. So I uploaded a video on TikTok and before I went to sleep, it was on around 100, 200 views. It's a video of me playing football in my garden. And then I woke up and the video was on 50,000 views. And it only kept going up, and now the video's on 1 million views. So that was the first viral video I ever had, and that was what made me start TikTok initially. When was at a time in your life you felt like you were at a crossroad, and what did you do? Well, if anything, I feel like I'm at a crossroad now in my life because I'm currently a university student and I'm also doing social media. So it's hard to find the balance between university and social media. So the crossroad is right now whether I should leave university and focus on social media full time, or whether I should finish out my uni degree and then focus on social media. So I'm currently at that crossroad. I haven't come up with a solution, but as soon as I do, you'll be the first one to hear it. Famous birthdays. Who were the first creators you followed on social media? So I've been on social media for over a decade, and the main people I started following on Instagram and YouTube was KSI and the Sidemen. KSI, all 7 of them were the first people I firstly interacted with and followed. And I've been big fans of them from a young age until now. When I started TikTok, the first few creators I followed were like Addison Rae, Charlie D'Amelio, Bryce Hall, the people who first had the biggest come up on TikTok. So for Instagram, it would be like KSI and the Sidemen, and for TikTok, it would be Charlie D'Amelio, Addison Rae, and the Hype House. Do you see social media as your long-term career path? If not, what do you see yourself doing? Well, I would love for me to be doing social media for the rest of my life. That's a big goal of mine, to be able to do this for the rest of my life. However, I wouldn't want to contain myself to only doing social media. I would love to get into acting, love to get into presenting, and get to maybe take football a bit more serious. So I would love to do social media for the rest of my life. At the same time, I would like to branch out into presenting and acting. Which one of your accomplishments are you most proud of? So my biggest accomplishment is hitting 1 million followers on TikTok. Since young, I wanted to be a social media influencer. So to finally be doing my dream and hitting 1 million followers is the biggest achievement I've ever faced. Like, to think 1 million people following me is a huge achievement. I couldn't be more proud of myself for that. Which people or accounts are your favorite to follow on social media? So when it comes to accounts, my first one would be I'm Just Bait. He's a UK Instagram page who posts mainly UK skits. He has 4.7 million followers. I've been following him ever since I've been on the app, and it's one of my favorite people to watch on Instagram. Also, I love Lad Bible and Sport Bible, which are a brand on social media who mainly follow football content. So I love watching them. And when it comes to people, I love watching Jack Joseph and Cole Anderson on TikTok. Honestly, they always crack me up, so they're my favorite creators on TikTok. Who are your role models? So my biggest role model is obviously KSI. Since I've been on social media, I've been watching KSI. I've been watching him for nearly a decade now. He's inspired me with all he's gone on to do with the boxing, the singing. So he's a huge inspiration of mine. Also, I would say Chunks. Obviously, seeing his growth in the last 5 years has been really inspiring to me. And having met him, it just properly inspired me to also do social media. So I would say those two are my biggest role models. If you could find out one thing about your future, what would it be? I would just want to find out if I'm rich and if I do social media for the rest of my life, because if I find out I'm doing social media for the rest of my life, I'm sorted. I'm sorted. But it would be sad to go in the future and see I'm not doing social media. So at the same time, it is a bit scary, but to find out in the future I'm doing social media for the rest of my life would just make my life. That's all I want. What advice would you give to your past self? What I say to my past self is you're doing it right. I feel like when I was younger, I was stressing a lot about my grades, about university. But if I could tell my past self, it all worked out in the end, I think that's the main thing, because he was a stressed kid when it came to exams and everything. So if I could tell him and for any piece of advice, it would be don't stress, it's all gonna work out in the end. But yeah, thank you, famous birthdays. I think that's all the questions done.